Embracing Life's Paradoxes. April 16, 2014. Having a sense of drive or passion to want something or to excel in something you like is an inherent part of who you are, just as your ability to dislike. You already know some of the basic things that repel you. Perhaps there are distinctive odors that you find repulsive. When you taste a food that has soured or gone bad, it is not an enjoyable experience. There is an active paradox in your life stream. You tend to find disorder and chaos to be ugly but lines of symmetry to be beautiful. Jarring sounds like a heavy car horn that is suddenly pressed seems as if the noise is attacking your ears, whereas the sound of nature brings forth a feeling of calm and presence. For all that you find pleasant, there is just as much that you find unpleasant, for you can't know what beauty is unless you have discovered what unpleasant and ugly means to you. It is normal to find opposites of what you find pleasurable and beautiful, and to experience moments when following the impulse that drives you through all your goals to be non-existent from time to time. But there are times when you allow your dislikes, your aversions to be overindulged, and to take over your sense of your want and purpose. Remember, dear ones, the more you discover that you don't like, and the more you focus on what you don't like, the more you inhibit and limit your experience that has been founded on what you don't like, actually leads you towards being more needy and impoverished in life. There are some dear souls that truly believe happiness is derived from doing what you like and from not doing what you don't like. But there is a much deeper and longer-lasting gratification that comes from having the feeling of liberation after you do what you didn't like with great effort and success. Predictable behavior such as only doing what you want to do and not what you don't provides the assumption that happiness is the reward. But in fact, dear ones, when behavior and choices are predictable, they have been conditioned by your fixed supply of likes and dislikes. Try to comprehend that predictable behavior and choices are actually unoriginal and not really free at all. Yes, you are given free will to do anything you like. And if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you must do something that you dislike, you may complain, become indignant, quite likely you will become bored and not perform the task with your full effort. Those moments where you must do something that you dislike, and you only perform the actions feeling half alive in them, remember you are still a part of them, and you do them no justice by your lack of enthusiasm and wish for a quick end to your misery of having to do something that is unpleasant. There are no exceptions. Everyone in their lifetime will experience doing things that are necessary and that they don't like and find unpleasant, or sacrifice something they want for someone else. Compromises are a part of life. As you mature, you learn to be able to deal with such realities and keep striving forward. While pursuing a spiritual quest, spiritual maturity describes a person accepting a function or job that is unpleasant, and performing each part of the task until completion, with total commitment until the end is reached. A spiritually mature person is also willing to sacrifice their wants and needs when necessary during a situation, in order to not have their precious energy drained by the ordeal. You find liberation doing what you don't like, because you are doing what is necessary without any regard to what your likes or dislikes are. In order to gain liberation from doing tasks that you find aversion for, it is important to exercise your free will. You will have moments that you will choose to do something you don't want, and you will move through this choice until you reach its end. And there will be times when you will choose something you want and give it up a short time later. You might only commit yourself to something pre-advanced for a day or two, possibly a little longer. Within the constraints of responsibility and caution, you are able to find ways to enjoy doing what you like to do and find more creative ways to avoid what you dislike doing. However, by not going with what you have conditioned yourself from your likes and dislikes, you are able to find freedom from performing tasks of things you don't like doing that provide strength to your will. The more you do the things you don't like, the level of your life raises, as does your experience. If you continue to live under your controlling likes and dislikes, you will become hindered in a needy, small, half-aware mode of experience, where you find initiative comes to you from external sources instead of from your inner self. There is also aversion present in your self-destructive judgments and criticisms. When you deny certain aspects of yourself and body, the denial pushes you into an inner struggle that creates a lot of harm. Anytime you partake in self-rejection, you are undermining your ability to self-love and to accept yourself. That is dearly needed in order for you to progress towards self-integration and completeness. It is too often, dear ones, that you misguidedly define yourself by approving those of your ways and characteristics that you like, while rejecting what you find unpleasant and ugly. To truly embrace freedom and completeness, dear ones, it is essential to be able to accept every bit of yourself, while at the same time understanding that all that you are embracing is not all that you are. This kind of realization, dear ones, has nothing to do with rejecting anything, not even your aversions, but instead you open yourself to what is sacred and pure. There are many forms of aversion, some that include people, and of your attitude towards certain people. We have witnessed extreme manifestations of dislikes towards people because they were different, and the manifestations that are created come across as anger, spitefulness, insensitivity, and lack of interest, fear of embarrassment, and other ways that create isolation and an impoverished way of life. Listening, dear ones, willingness to be open to all people and to all things is your solution to the aversions of life. When you put freedom in front of your aversions, you are transforming what you don't like into strengths. Your perception becomes acute and you become more fair and just in your reasoning and interactions with others. Understand, dear ones, when you find yourself feeling an aversion to anything, it could very well be instinctive or slight, it could be something, a situation or a person, it also may be a straight and honest estimate, or simply a reflection of your conditioned prejudices and aversions, or even a combination of both. Freedom and liberation, dear ones, provides you with the ability to observe this, to remove the ambiguous truth from any reaction. You are not meant to be subject to your aversions. There is so much for you to enjoy and appreciate, even with all that you find distasteful. Satisfaction for doing what you don't like is valuable and rewarding. It allows you to grow as you permitted yourself to open yourself to the unknown and unpredictable. Embrace life, all of it, not just the pretty and easy, but everything that comes your way with gratitude and love. I am Ascended Master, Lady Portia, through Julie Miller. spiritualnetworks.com